On this day is one of the biggest days of protest against the Trump administration's policies. It happened on Saturday in cities all around the United States. The overriding theme of the marches was the accusation that President Trump is behaving more like a monarch than as an elected official. And no, we don't like it. It has been said that about 2,600 No Kings events were planned today across nearly every state, and that it projected an even bigger turnout than the 5 million attended its previous nationwide action back in June. Us protesters showed up to oppose a wide range of issues, including Trump's administration's immigration tactics and its push for federal and military intervention in Democratic-led states as a silly way to tackle crime. The broader messaging, of course, was one of democracy, constitutional rights, and the freedom the U.S. was founded on. Our democracy is strong as ever, and people are always free to express themselves, but Republican Trumpers called the protest anti-American. But all of the protests were peaceful. People showed up to march with signs and chants to remind the country that America loves its democracy and oppose the Trump administration's actions that seem to destroy it. Republican leaders call these people communists and Marxists. Really? And Mike Johnson, the House Speaker, said, "I encourage you to watch. We call it the Hate America Rally." Oh, yeah, right. Thank you. So I left the Tijeras rally and I went to Albuquerque, and I got there early, but the place was mobbed. It took me nearly an hour to find some place to park the truck. I ended up parked at a Burger King 3 blocks away and used my disabled posting with my disabled sticker as the disabled person slot. And then I was okay. Presidents have always enjoyed a degree of judicial deference, in part because they have earned it. Generations of good faith and fair dealing with federal courts have even created a doctrine where courts presume that official duties have been properly discharged, unless there is clear evidence to the contrary. Well, there is now very clear evidence in the form of Trump's own words that there is nothing regular about this administration. This country has a long-standing and foundational tradition of resistance to government overreach, especially in the form of military intrusion into civil affairs. This is a nation of constitutional law, not martial law. This President Trump, his words reveal a man who just isn't tethered to the facts. He is untethered to the facts. He's also untethered. That's right, he is untethered to the rule of law. He posts wildly false statements about American cities, and then he directs soldiers to be sent to cities governed by officials he sees as his as his political enemies, even though none of the historic circumstances that have justified military deployments in the past, like widespread unrest, are present. Thousands of people crowded the streets of downtown Albuquerque to protest against President Trump's administration. The intersections between Lomas and Central were blocked off by police cars, and many areas had backups of cars. I was stuck in that. The march lasted for about 2 hours total, and it remained peaceful. It began on 2nd Street and Central Avenue. Thousands walked down the street yelling various chants, many holding signs, some in costumes, and these people were there with love for our country and to let the president and his administration know we're here peacefully, and we're here because we do not agree with the way he is dismantling our democracy. Several more No Kings Day protests were carried out in other New Mexico cities like Santa Fe, Las Cruces, and, of course, Tijeras. In Tijeras, hundreds gathered on the street with signs, also peacefully protesting. That was Loma Street between 3rd and whatever. An endless parade of protesters against Donald Trump in the No Kings rally here in Albuquerque. Thousands of people, all walks of life. It was beautiful. I couldn't find a parking space. The place was mobbed. It was way back there. That's where I was, way back there. The parade is still going on. It continues. Here it is an hour later, almost 1 o'clock.